I destroyed this lens last month. Not the lens that we're talking about today, by the way. I was able to replace it though. I found a used one online for like 150 bucks. What are the odds? Today I want to show you guys a lens that I have used for like the last 6 to 7 months. It's just given me a lot of value. It's just one lens, so we're going to try to go really quick in the hopes that maybe when we wrap all this up, we can do a little bit of a Q&A. Regular viewers will know that I have a bit of a tendency to break my gear. And about 8 or so months ago, I completely shattered my iPhone 8 Plus, the big one, whatever the big one is. I'd been using these really cheap bumper cases that I've been ordering online, but they're not the best quality and it's like pieces of case everywhere. Anyway, after replacing my iPhone in my search for a new case, I came across this company called RHINOSHIELD, and one of the things that attracted me to it is the fact that they had this little lens. Where did I put this little guy? Right here. This little thing is both a wide angle and macro lens, so you can get really wide and super close. So it gives you your phone's normal camera lens plus a really wide lens, and I don't really have to explain why that's a good thing, right? Like even Apple has now added 3 cameras to. Okay, we can move on. So this lens has literally been in that little pocket in the side of my jeans for the last 6 months everywhere I've gone. I have shot entire videos on this lens. I particularly love it for landscapes, and almost every landscape picture that I have shared to Twitter in like the last 6 months has actually come straight from this lens. And the best part is I haven't managed to break it yet. Like I've dropped this thing a lot. The case itself has taken a lot of damage. The lens has some scratches. In fact, the adapter for it has just completely snapped, but it still fits in there snug and doesn't fall off when I shake the phone, and it still works. Not a single scratch on the glass so far, so. I think we're back. I am just disaster prone. Welcome to my world. Getting back to it, one of the other functions that I like that I actually don't use that often is the macro one. You can unscrew this and then you can just attach that right to the phone just like that. You can get really close-up shots on things like this. I like this lens. This little thing has definitely added a lot to my life. I've gotten more use out of this than I have with the 3 GoPros I've owned put together. And considering the fact that this, the adapter, and the case all together still costs less than like 1/5 of a GoPro or something, I think altogether it came to like $100. I would honestly say it was $100 well spent. And because of that, and how many people ask what kind of camera they should bring to Japan, or if they should buy a GoPro or all of that stuff, I just kind of wanted to share this with you guys as a cheap and viable option. I've actually gone ahead and set myself up with an affiliate link with RHINOSHIELD. It'll be linked down below if you're interested. Keep in mind though, I'm not going to be getting rich off of the few dollars from a case or lens purchase, so do not get it if your goal is to support me or the channel, or just if you're looking for something that'll give you a little more flexibility with your phone or even a little more fun in your photos, then there it is. It's linked. I think that's all I want to say about this. I posted on Instagram that I was going to do a Q&A, so let's jump through a couple questions now. There we go. I grabbed some coffee because I needed coffee. So we're gonna jump into this Q&A. There's actually a lot of really good questions here that I liked. One of the first ones is living in Japan more expensive than living in the USA? And that's kind of a general question, because even the US, depending on where you live, countryside, city, all that, Japan's kind of the same. But one tiny pro tip, which is actually a massive pro tip for Tokyo, more often than not, right near major stations in Tokyo, there are actually really cheap places to live. People just expect it to be expensive, so there tend to be these spots right near the station that are open and more affordable than places that might be like 5-10 minutes away from the station. You've got to be willing to put in the time to find them, but they do exist. Outside of that, if you're smart with your money and tend to cook more than eating out, you can save money no matter where you are. I've never really felt that big of a difference between home and here, despite Tokyo being expensive. This question's actually for the podcast, but I wanted to address it in here. It says, I'm loving the episode where you talked about noises in Japan, tips on how you cope with them. I've actually got two things that I do to kind of deal with noise. This room itself is treated with acoustic blankets. In fact, I've got some right here. It's made it so that the echo that was in the room, like when I first moved into this place, I just moved into my new place, which really needs to get sound treated, has really been dealt with. And it also blocks out a lot of the sound from outside. The other thing that I tend to do when I'm editing just so I can focus is noise canceling headphones. However, I would not recommend them when walking the city, especially with the number of hybrid vehicles out there. You do run the risk of getting hit by a car. Okay, I actually got a couple of these, so I really wanted to address this one. I'm gonna be in Japan in October. A lot of people are coming to Japan in October. Like, I'm really excited about it. It's a beautiful month, by the way, and there's plenty of stuff to do. I recommend checking out things like Time Out Tokyo, Tokyo Cheapo. They always have a great list of events, but unfortunately, I won't be here in Tokyo in October, November. I will just for a tiny bit, but I'm actually going back to Canada for a while, and you better bet if I can swing some kind of meetup or event in Canada, we are going to be doing it. This is a really good one, and my answer on this one has been evolving over time. It says, what are the top places you recommend to a first-time traveler to Japan and why? For a long time, I was stuck on the, like, get out of Tokyo, do the countryside, and I still agree with that fully, but I kind of feel like you need to experience Tokyo in order to give yourself that gap, the juxtaposition that makes you appreciate the Japanese countryside even more. Like, you're going to appreciate it either way because the countryside is amazing. And if you're looking for a more detailed answer than that, I actually did a full, like, 45-minute podcast episode called Best Spots in Japan outside of Tokyo, Kyoto, etc., where I just shared a massive list of places. It was really, really machine gun style. So if you want more, go check it out. I want to see a video with your new shamisen you're playing would be nice. You know what? I'm glad you mentioned it. It's one I've wanted to do lately, where I just kind of like sit down and just do a bit of shamisen practice with you guys. Just like... like that. Let me put this away. Maybe I should just go ahead and do it though. If you're interested in shamisen content, let me know down below what you'd like to see out of like a shamisen video or stream. Like, do you want to learn about it? Do you just want me to do some like practice on camera? Do you want to hear a song? Like, I wouldn't even know where to begin. I love it all. When is the video on the making of your desk coming out? If you're unaware, I had this desk custom made by a company up in Hokkaido. It was all made by one man from start to finish, and that video is coming out very soon. His craftsmanship was just out of this world. It was a lot of fun. It's just a lot of footage. It took 4 months to document the entire thing, so. One or two questions in here about my fitness routine. I've actually been working on a video for the last couple months of me getting back in shape. I don't know if I'm ever gonna release it, but I guess we'll see. Will you do any live stream walks again? I love those episodes. I actually really enjoy the live streams. It's probably one of my favorite things because it gives us the opportunity to directly interact. Maybe I should really mix the two. Just take shamisen, take a live stream, and just put them together. Also just the walks outside and just kind of showing Tokyo. I definitely, you know what, let's do another one of those before the end of the year. Hold me to it. What are your everyday fears as just a person and vlogger and all that? Actually, I'm constantly stressed about running out of time. There's never enough time to do everything that I want to do in the day, from exercise to shamisen practice, editing, content creation, podcasting, you name it. There's just never enough time. As for the Q&A section of this episode, I think we'll just wrap that up right there. And again, when it comes to the lens itself, if that's something that you would get use out of, I hope that gave you some value. If it doesn't, then whatever. I hope that you enjoyed the Q&A, the video, this whole Tokyo Tuesday that we have done here together. I spoke previously about a video going out that's only going to be up for 24 hours and then it's gonna be gone. That got delayed a little bit. It's still being pushed back just a tiny bit more. We might see that in somewhere in October or November. So if you're interested in being a part of it, make sure you have notifications on. As soon as I stop the camera today, I'm actually going to be recording a podcast episode with an extended version of the Q&A. So if this wasn't enough for you, feel free to jump over to the podcast for now. And before I do all of that, I think I'm just going to play shamisen for a few more minutes. So thank you guys for joining, and I will see you again real soon.